to order. If we could all join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Could you please call the roll?
Alderman Strelchuk?
Here.
Alderman Bushy?
Here.
Alderman Meyer?
Here.
Alderman Hansher?
Here.
Alderman Garrell?
Here.
Alderman Parrish?
Here.
Alderman Schneider? Here. Alderman Nurbin?
Here.
And Mayor Worth?
Here. We have a rather light agenda this evening, but I still am supposed to announce that please identify yourself before you speak, because there may be people listening in. Remind everybody not to speak over each other. Anybody observing the meeting, or even members of the council, if you could please silence your phones except when you're speaking. And we only take comments from the public if they registered in advance of the meeting, although I believe nobody did. Is that correct? Somebody shake their head. All right. So I do not have a mayor's report this month. Anything from the city administrator?
Not this evening, Mayor. Thank you.
That is easy. The next item of the business is the consent agenda. We have a total of 12 things on the consent agenda. Do we have a motion to approve the 12 items on the consent agenda?
So moved.
And do we have a second?
Second.
I think there was a motion in a second. All in favor of approving the consent agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? The ayes have it. We do have two first readings. The first is, oh no, excuse me. Those are two items on the consent agenda. There actually were 14 items. Does that change anyone's vote? I don't think so. Then there is one first reading. That's an ordinance amending the city's land use plan map from residential 5 acre to residential 1.5 acre for the 9.85 acre parcel located at 8320 West Freistadt Road. This was recommended by the Planning Commission in July. This is the first reading and will be taken up in September. We then have ordinances, municipal code to establish provision for legal services. It was recommended by the Public Welfare Committee on July 14th. We had a first reading also on July 14th. It's before us tonight. Is there a motion to approve?
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions, comments, suggestions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? The ayes have it. The next item of business is ordinance 2020-1577. That's to amend chapter 30 of the code relating to the timing and frequency of fire inspections and the installation of fire suppression systems. The Public Safety Committee looked at this evening. Did it recommend approval?
It recommended approval. Move approval.
We have a motion. And by the way, we had a first reading in the Common Council on July 14th. It's kind of backwards. Normally it says the first reading first on the agenda. So we have a motion and a second. Any discussion, questions, comments? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? The ayes have it. The next item of business is, oh my, hold on. Oh, I somehow don't have that page up, so I will go to the agenda. Give me 1 second, sorry. The next item of business are resolutions. A resolution adopting the City of Mequon's annual fee schedule for the year 2021. The Finance Personnel Committee recommended this. Is there a motion to approve?
I move to.
I heard a motion. There was a motion and a second. Please call the roll. I'm sorry. Any questions, comments, suggestions? This could be asked questions.
I think we
Anybody
skipped
have it?
resolution 3757.
If we did, it's not on the agenda I'm looking at.
It's on the first page. We didn't see it?
No, I don't see it either.
5A.
We have an amended agenda, and that
Oh,
was moved to the consent.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that was moved to the consent.
I printed out the original agenda and I didn't update it. Sorry about that.
Does that change? Did you have any questions or comments or concerns that got moved to the consent agenda? Because it frankly needed to precede the other companion article on the consent agenda. You can't approve a final plat and then talk about conditions of the final plat. So they did need to go together. Did anybody have any concerns, even though just because of the confusion? Alderman Schneider, you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, geez, I hope I don't have a bad agenda. So we were back to the fee schedule. I believe there was a motion and a second. And did anybody have any questions? Okay, or comments? If not, please call the roll.
Alderman Strelchuk,
Aye.
Alderman Bushy,
Aye.
Alderman Meyer,
Aye.
Alderman Hancher, Alderman Garrell,
Aye.
Alderman Parrish,
Aye.
Alderman Schneider,
Aye.
Alderman Nurbin,
Aye.
8 to
The
0.
ayes have. I would like to thank our relatively new finance director who put in a lot of work for a picky committee. We spent a lot of time going over the changes and the methodology for determining the city's actual cost on things. She provided a lot of great guidance to our committee and did a very good job. The next item on the agenda is, Mr. Jones helped a lot too, but Ms. Krieger really carried the ball here. The next item was Resolution 3759. That's to transfer 66 acres of property from MMSD to the city, and it's to be part of the Mequon Nature Preserve. And to approve an amendment to the lease and operations agreement between the city and Mequon Nature Preserve. The Finance Personnel Committee recommended this item tonight with one amendment. The city attorney emailed it to people. My guess is not everybody has seen that email. The recommendation required that MMSD provide copies of the environmental site assessments that it did when it acquired the property in the first place, and that we would review. And if they're approved, if the city attorney approves those environmental site assessments with help from engineering or anybody else, then at that point it would be that's an additional condition to accepting the property. With that amendment, the Finance Personnel Committee recommended approval. Is there a motion to approve?
Move approval as amended. Second.
There's, okay, questions, comments, concerns? Hearing none. I guess I would just add, this is a great addition for the Nature Preserve. And unlike sometimes when people want the city to take their land that we don't necessarily want, one, this is something we want. Two, it already was owned by a nonprofit, so it's not taking property off the tax rolls. And it really does continue the green stretch for the Nature Preserve. And Ms. Geese promised me she would find out why we're not adding the parcel that's immediately west of the Nature Preserve that MMSD also owns.
No problem.
So the hearing, seeing that, if we could call the roll, please.
Alderman Bushy,
Aye.
Alderman Meyer,
Aye.
Alderman Hancher,
Aye.
Alderman Garrell,
Aye.
Alderman Parrish.
Aye.
Alderman Schneider,
Aye.
Alderman Nurbin,
Aye.
Alderman Strelchuk.
Yes, please. Aye.
And that passes. The next item is Resolution 37. Congratulations, Ms. Geese.
Thank you.
go forth and make green. Resolution 3760, which awards the contract that we just approved at the Sewer Utility District for main and building lateral examinations. As I said, this was approved. Is there a motion to approve? Or it was recommended?
Move to approve.
So we have a
Second.
motion and a second. Please, I assume there are no questions since we just unanimously approved it. Call the roll.
Alderman Meyer,
Aye.
Alderman Hancher,
Aye.
Alderman Garrow,
Aye.
Alderman Parrish,
Aye.
Alderman Schneider,
Aye.
Alderman Nurbin,
Aye.
Alderman Strelchuk,
Aye.
Alderman Bushy.
And that passes. The item on the agenda, Resolution 3761. This is to purchase the 2 trucks for the sewer district that we just recommended to the Sewer Utility District Commission. Is there, or excuse me, the Sewer Utility District Commission just recommended to us. Is there a motion to approve?
Move approval.
I heard a motion and I heard a second. I'm assuming there's no comments since there weren't a few minutes ago, so please call the roll.
Alderman Hancher,
Aye.
Alderman Garrow,
Aye.
Alderman Parrish,
Aye.
Alderman Schneider,
Aye.
Alderman Nurbin,
Aye.
Alderman Strelchuk,
Aye.
Alderman Bushy,
Aye.
Alderman Meyer.
Aye.
And that passes. The next item of business is several appointments, 1 person to the Bike and Pedestrian Way Commission and a few people to the Park and Open Space Board. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
We have a motion in a second.
Second.
Any questions, comments, or concerns? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
And the only, anybody opposed? Since the ayes were kind of weird to hear. Hearing none opposed, that passes. The final item of business is a potential closed session. I need to read this. The personnel evaluation of city administrator and city attorney. The common council may convene in a closed session pursuant to Wisconsin statute section 1985 1C to consider employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility, and then may reconvene in open session to take such action as deemed appropriate. We will not be going into open session. Do we have a motion to go into closed session?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll. Somebody?
Keep
muted.
I think you're muted.
Alderman Garrow,
Aye.
Alderman Parrish,
Aye.
Alderman Schneider,
Aye.
Alderman Nurbin,
Aye.
Alderman Strelchuk,
Aye.
Alderman Bushy,
Aye.
Alderman Meyer,
Aye.
Alderman Hancher,
Aye.
Mayor Worth.
Aye. Before we go into closed session, I should have said during the mayoral report time, another great job by the clerk's office yesterday with the election and a warm up for bigger things to come in several weeks. But thank you for your and your staff and your poll workers. Great job.
Thank you.
So we're gonna go into closed session. So if everybody, here's what's going to happen. We're going to go into closed session without Mr. Jones and Mr. Zajac. I will, Mr. Zajac, I'll email you in a few minutes after we talk for a few minutes. Mr. Jones, I presume I'll explain to the council in a few minutes, but I presume that I will not be emailing you. So if everybody else could exit and Ms. Fox,
This conference is no longer being recorded.